Exactly, December 28th, 2025. This is number 1206. This describes the final solution, Unocracy.org, at every respects. Notice that we're the only group of super wealthy people who actually solve problems and give everything away. And that's the value of all these diagrams that we put out. Listen closely and get us back on national news as quick as possible. Exactly. December the 31st, 2025, number 1206. Pound, built by Keith. The most revolutionary peacemaking system in world history was always Unocracy.org. The will of the we, the people, decide the next project. 2, only direct funding by that same group. And 3, we pick and replace the leader. Automatically, your brain will say, oh, you have a moral obligation to solve any problem in the world. Starting with yourself, because you can't help anybody unless you help yourself, to get yourself clear-minded, called coherent and complacent, no, compliant, no, active. Fully confident and comprehensive and collectively cooperative as one world society. Of Gods.One.Foia.one. You see, the whole system was, we were almost killed so many times on orders initially Robert D. Rose, then Sherry Duncan, then it was Bashama, and then it was Doug Duncan. Then your entire world was destroyed by the Duncan clan. Unocracy.org and every solution you can possibly imagine. In fact, I'm actually using the same backpack that Matthew Vernon Duncan bought for me when I was dumped on the Skid Row in Los Angeles in 2021. No, it actually goes back further than that. It goes back to 2014 when I'm dumped on the street January 28th on Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112, fully aware that I was the richest person in the world. The world's last open gifting philanthropist, 100% gifting back to we the people, of every system required to make you self-sustainable, self-sufficient, thriving in prosperity for world history to the end of time, as only villagers. That means no more stock market, no more wars, no more secret deals. It's a zero-secret society that only happens when you share all of your public and store your private information in one simple, open, public, village-based and regional international database, FOIA.one, which is the ultimate linked list. And it's all based upon we, God's people. You see, there is one mutual creator and there's one Mother Earth, and no one's taking care of my Father God. No one's taking care of Mother Earth for the simple reason that you're not taking care of each other. Our key churches are, again, one last time, Peachtree Road United Methodist Church and Oak Grove United Methodist Church that we just emailed the bishop, Robin Deese, and Epsworth by the Sea, a man named Catan, C-A-U-T-A-N. The whole focus is godsconstitution.org, which replaces every mad, man-made law in world history called null and void, which is an old computer term, to track anything that doesn't work on behalf of we, God's people, called benefit value proposition. Once we get rid of the stock market, where does your assets go? It goes right back into your own community. Unocracybank.org. Everyone will now do barter trade exchange system in an open public database, again, FOIA.one, using World Trade Federation 1, WTFONE.org, and World PTO, World Patent Trade Office.org, we spelled that out, which is the world's last unifying single open public standard that everyone shares everything. In fact, the little hat I got was a gift from a black man about 3 months ago called Easy. It actually always has been easy. Stop sinning. Stop stop vicing each other, and definitely stop stealing and criming each other, because you always will lie about it, and you will always hide about it, and you will always hire and recruit other people called conspiracies to cover up your misdeeds. Immorality versus immortality. Well, that's the basics of end times. WorldWar4.org, that we published as LuciferAgenda.com, which is really all about the 13 plagues. You see, everything we knew about when we were a youngster, back to about age 10 or age 12, definitely by 1972, end of Vietnam War, when OPEC energy wars happened. So we have SolutionSafeEnergy.org, which is a very simple. TurnOffLights.com and SolutionWater.org is a series of technologies where we store water in the upper level mountains all over the world. No more downstream flooding, no more deforestation, definitely no more strip mining, and you'll have unlimited access inside the mountains and underneath every city and village and town of underground infrastructure, tunnels, caverns. You store the water as high up as possible. That's called the the metaphysics.org, basic transfer of energy, water, called potential energy into kinetic energy, gigawatts full of free electricity, and thousands of small nuclear reactors the size of a school bus, all embedded inside the mountain. Now you use the mountains to store everything. Unlimited storage, which means it can't be attacked, it can't be stolen, can't be destroyed, because it's all embedded. And now we'll use laser guns, which is my original laser tunnel, which expired, and Solution Red Dot, which is what I delivered to Langley Air Force Base. You see, the whole time I'm asking for safe haven protection. Everyone will now provide me a place to stay, food and water, that's all I need, and free transportation anywhere around the world, so millions and billions of people can not only become educated, but now you become your own subject matter expert. How much clearer is this? We'll do a quick turnaround so you can see that I'm a real person. I'm not in hiding, but Robert D. Rose is, and Douglas Vernon Duncan is. In fact, every criminal in the world will scream bloody murder. Oh, you can't find me. Find you? Yes, we can. Which whereisrobertrose.com is actually where is any criminal. Manhuntall.com is our greatest achievement of total tort reform, due process law. I'll step into the light a little bit, get a little bit of sun on my face. I'm in horrible shape, horrible condition of just the health. My mind is bright as it's ever been, the highest IQ of anybody living on Mother Earth. God has been calling me back to the rest of the universe, so if I do leave, I'll either be murdered by Robert Rose or killed by some freak person, faker. I'm extremely careful everywhere I go. I don't make mistakes. If I do make a mistake, I go back and correct it. Doesn't matter who it is and what it's about. And it all boils down to Norfolk, Virginia, 411 CR 112. And Cobb County, I'll put myself in light here. Cobb County, Georgia, TPO 11.1.1171 is worth more than $500 million. In fact, it's worth direct meetings with Governor Brian Kemp, President Trump, and all world leaders. PeaceSummit2020.com, which is now PeaceSummit1.com. Who's going to host Mediate? Well, that'll be the multi-billionaires of the world. Giving.pledge.space. And once we get rid of the stock market, all the publicly traded corporate executives will be out of jobs, because they'll have to actually run a company and do what they're supposed to do, which is to lead the people. Make sure everybody's a happy camper. Highly paid, work less hours, robotic factories. And then all the corporate executives are invited to attend bootcamp.space.com so that they can learn how to not only protect themselves and their families, but make sure that they don't need protection anymore, because everyone's going to be living as only middle class, crime-free, debt-free, drama-free utopia of unocracy.org. It's all based on godsconstitution.org, which we have put into Get Place, and the YouTube playlist. Originally, it was ICISEE stand on YouTube, and now it's @ Keith Duncan Unocracy, one word. Then I'll finally have full-scale protection, be the richest person in the world who gives everything back, just like monk King Solomon. New Year's Eve, I really have no plans, so I'm planning on being at St. Regis again, Buckhead, which is where this really all began back in 1981, January the 2nd. That's it. 10-minute video. December 31st, 2025, number 1026. Oh, you'll figure it out. godsconstitution.org. Protect my life today. Provide me everything I need. In fact, provide me free everything, and I'll return it as investkeith.org, which is the consolidation of 67 years of work. Investkeith.org. You see, people had to invest in Jesus Christ and the other great leaders in the world in order to be protected and to be able to provide a safe haven passage so everyone could freely barter, trade, exchange with everyone once everyone knew who is who owns what, and who trades everything and anything with any others. That's the Zero Secret Society of Unocracy.org. Repeated until I get protected by the USA government and all corporate executives and all churches and you, we, God's people. All of you. Exactly. Sunday, December the 28th, 2025, number 1026. Here's the most famous sign of all time. It's right there. Can you read it? It describes everything required to create a crime-free utopia. Unocracy.org. How is this so critically important? Every person in the world now becomes a peacemaking, problem-solving expert. You decide everything about everyone else. Absolute final summary is we, the people, pick every project and every leader in the world. Contact us and protect our lives today with no exception and actually be paid to be New World leaders today.
Too cold?